The National Broadcasting Company proudly presents Mr. Charles Laughton.
Hello. You know, for the last 10 years or so, I've done a lot of reading one way and another. I read in, at my home to friends and things like that, in other people's homes to other friends, and I've done a lot of reading around hospitals and so on. And it has always seemed that I've done a lot of reading always on Christmas Eve. I know for the last 5 or 6 years I appeal to people at this time of the year. So I brought along a bunch of stuff that I found that they liked. I hope you like it too. You too. I thought we might start proceedings with a little poetry. That's dampened your spirits, isn't it? Let's see what... Oh, here's a nice poem. Willie in the best of sashes fell in the fire, got burnt to ashes. Though the room got cold and chilly, no one liked to poke poor Willie. Quite enough from you. Oh, here's another one. This is called Aunt Eliza. Down the drinking well which the plumber built her, Aunt Eliza fell. We must buy a filter. Oh, I was just thinking, I know a poem about education. Funny thing to bring up on Christmas Eve, but this is a poem about mathematics. It's about Einstein's theory of relativity. It goes like this. There was a young lady called Bright who traveled much faster than light. She set out one day in a relative way and came back the previous night. Oh, yeah. I know one about music, too. It's high-class music, of course. It goes like this. Said a funny old lady called Scratch, I like Johann Sebastian Bach. His music ain't fussy like Brahms or Debussy. Sit down and I'll play a snatch. Well, I guess that's kind of killed off poetry for the time being anyway. Isn't this in a horrible, disgraceful condition? Well, I was thinking, I brought along a Christmas story here. This is a piece out of a Charles Dickens book about Christmas time. It's a very, very old book. I've had it since I was 18 years old. It's gotten so old now that you can shuffle it. Look. It's in a perfectly terrible condition. It's all in pieces like this. I'm always kidding myself I'll buy some Scotch tape tomorrow morning, but I never do. Oh, no. I'd like to do something else first. Did any of you ever by any chance see a movie I was in called Rembrandt? I believe it's been on television lately, hasn't it? Well, there was a piece in that I rather like. It's about women. And particularly about wives, and as at the moment, my Elsa's in Hollywood, and I'm feeling kind of lonely. She's in the movie out there. I shan't join her till New Year's Day. So let's have the piece out of Rembrandt about wives. It's the painter Rembrandt talking about his wife, who is called Saskia. It goes like this. There was a man in the land of Uz, and the Lord gave him all that the human heart could desire. But beyond all, this man was in love with his wife. He had a vision once, a creature half child, half woman, half angel, half lover crossed his path. And of a sudden he knew that when one woman gives herself to you, you possess all women. Women of every age and race and kind, and more than that, the moon, the stars, all miracles and legends are yours. The brown-skinned girls who inflame your senses with their play, the cool yellow-haired women who entice and escape you, the gentle ones who serve you, the mothers who bore and suckled you, all women whom God created out of the teeming fullness of the earth, are yours in the love of one woman. Throw a purple garment lightly over her shoulders, and she becomes a queen of Sheba. Lay your tousled head blindly upon her breast, she is a Delilah, waiting to enthrall you. Take her garments from her, strip the last veil from her body, and she is a chaste Susanna, covering her nakedness with fluttering hands. Gaze upon her as you would gaze upon 1,000 strange women, but never call her yours, for her secrets are inexhaustible. You will never know them all. Call her by one name only. I call her Saskia. I nearly said Elsa. Well, let's get back to Charles Dickens, anyway, after that. I don't know how many of you know about this book, you know. This book is rather interesting history. Actually, it's about 4 silly characters. It's Mr. Pickwick, the silly, fat, middle-aged man, Mr. Tupman, the fat amateur Don Juan, Mr. Winkle, the amateur sportsman, and Mr. Snodgrass, the amateur poet. It's about these 4 goofy characters who have adventures going all over England, you know. Actually, a very learned man was talking to me the other day, and he told me a very interesting story. Now, he was a very learned fellow, and I haven't checked up on him, so I'm not quite sure about it, but I'll hand it on to you anyway. He said that this was first commissioned as a kind of comic strip of the day. It was commissioned from an artist before it was written. And after the pictures were drawn, Dickens, who was a newspaper man at the time, this is his first important book, you know, he was commissioned to write the text for the comic strip, and he turned up with the Pickwick Papers. And this actual piece is about Christmas time, and it's about a Christmas party. Of course, you know, when a really great writer like Charles Dickens starts writing something about a Christmas party, something happens. It ceases to be this particular Christmas party, and it becomes every Christmas party that ever has been or ever will be. Oh, yes, there's something else interesting about it. I always get very interested in writers when they start writing motion. This isn't all about a Christmas party. Some of it's about a journey to a Christmas party. It's before the time of railroad trains, you know, coach and horses. And Dickens, with his language, he makes the coach gallop and trot and jingle over a snowy landscape, however you will see. And shut up talking, Laughton, and get on reading. Yat, 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 yat. You'll stand up here all night. Get on doing what you're paid to do, will you? This is rather a long piece. I expect you can stand it all right. Well, here goes. As brisk as bees did the 4 Pickwickians assemble on the morning of the 22nd day of December. Christmas was close at hand in all his bluff and hearty honesty. Gay and merry was the time, and right gay and merry were at least 4 of the numerous hearts that were gladdened by its coming. And numerous indeed are the hearts to which Christmas brings a brief season of happiness and enjoyment. How many families whose members have been dispersed and scattered far and wide in the restless struggles of life are then reunited and meet once again. Happy, happy Christmas, that can win us back to the delusions of our childish days, that can recall to the old man the pleasures of his youth, that can transport the sailor and the traveler thousands of miles away, back to his own fireside and his quiet home. But we are so taken up and occupied with the good qualities of this St. Christmas that we are keeping Mr. Pickwick and his friends waiting in the cold on the outside of the Muggleton coach which they've just attained, well wrapped up in greatcoat shawls and comforters. The portmanteaus and carpet bags have been stowed away. The coachman mounts to the box. Sam Weller, Mr. Pickwick's servant, jumps up behind. The Pickwickians pull their coats round their legs and their shawls over their noses. The helpers pull the horse cloths off. The coachman shouts out a cheery, "All right," and away they go. They have rumbled through the streets and jolted over the stones and at length reach the wide and open country. The wheels skim over the hard and frosty ground, and the horses, bursting into a canter at a smart crack of the whip, step along the road as if the load behind them, coach, passengers, luggage and all, were but a feather at their heels. They have descended a gentle slope and enter upon a level as compact and dry as a solid block of marble 2 miles long. Another crack of the whip, and on they speed at a smart gallop. the horses tossing their heads and rattling the harness as if in exhilaration at the rapidity of the motion. The lively notes of the guard's key bugle vibrate in the clear, cold air as the coach rattles through the ill-paved streets of a country town. Mr. Pickwick emerges from his coat collar and looks about him with great curiosity. Mr. Winkle, who sits at the extreme edge with one leg dangling in the air, is nearly precipitated into the street as the coach twists round the sharp corner by the cheesemonger's shop and turns into the marketplace. And before Mr. Snodgrass, who sits next to him, has had time to recover from his alarm, they pull up at the inn yard where the fresh horses with cloths on are already waiting. The coachman throws down the reins and gets down himself, and the other outside passengers drop down also, except those who have no great confidence in their ability to get up again, and they remain where they are and stamp their feet against the coach to warm them, looking with longing eyes and red noses at the bright fire in the inn bar and the sprigs of holly with red berries which ornament the window. But the guard has seen the horses carefully put to, and he and Mr. Weller are all right behind, and the coachman's all right in front, and the cloths are off, and they're all ready for starting, except the two stout gentlemen, whom the coachman inquires after with some impatience. Hereupon the coachman and the guard and Sam Weller and Mr. Winkle and Mr. Snodgrass and all the hostlers and every one of the idlers, who are more in number than all the others put together, shout for the missing gentleman as loud as they can bawl. A distant response is heard from the yard, and Mr. Pickwick and Mr. Tupman come running down it quite out of breath, for they've been having a glass of ale apiece, and Mr. Pickwick's fingers are